Hi everybody, it's me Jill. Welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 9, Episode 8, Showdown at Villa Rosa. I think this is the episode that they showed a little glimpse of at the very top of the season when Kyle goes over to Villa Rosa and is thrown out. I think that's what's going to happen. All right, I can't wait another minute, so let's start watching. Okay, this episode opens with a little throwaway scene with Denise and Aaron. They're opening wedding gifts, and I think she says something about how when she was married to Charlie Sheen, that by the time they got their wedding album, she was already divorced. So she's joking that at least they made it long enough to open their gifts this time. But the next scene I find interesting. It's at Vanderpump Dogs, and there's a television producer there who is going to film Lisa talking about Vanderpump Dogs a little bit, and then one of her dogs is going to be in the Puppy Bowl, which is that cute little show that airs before the Super Bowl where you see all the little dogs like running around and chasing after toys and playing with each other. It's cute. Anyway, you know how she did that documentary about Yulin in China where they do that, they have that dog meat festival every year? Yeah. Okay, so this John Sessa is talking about Prop 401, which is to ban the dog meat trade all around the world. I don't know how you can ban it from around the world, though. Like, you can ban it from our country, but I'm not sure I understand that, but there is some shade being thrown here, and I'm not looking to start a big fight at all. I don't want to do that, but I would just like to point something out that I happened to notice during this scene. There is a girl behind the counter at Vanderpump Dogs. She's like on a computer, and of course, there are two camera crews in this place right now because it's all the camera crew for the Puppy Bowl and all the camera crew from Bravo. Like I said, she's standing there. She's like typing on a laptop or something, but she's behind the counter. In the next scene, she is holding what looks very suspiciously like Lucy apple juice. I'm going to show you the first scene. This is the first scene. She's just standing there doing her work, whatever she's doing, two hands typing. And right after Ken passes by her, there she is again. Now she's behind the counter. What? Just happens to be holding a dog? I'm telling you, she didn't have time to leave that counter. So somebody handed her a dog. And if that's not Lucy apple juice, then it's Lucy's twin. I don't even know what it means. I'm just saying it feels a little shady. That's all. Somebody here is being shady. I don't know if it's Lisa Vanderpump. It could be Ken. It could be Pandy. It could be John Sessa. But something feels a little suspicious. That's all. I'm moving on. Okay, so the next thing is that Teddy is hosting this like spin cycle event to raise money for Vanderpump Dogs. The next scene is at Teddy's house, and she's saying it might be a little awkward. I don't know. I haven't heard from Lisa or anything. I don't even know if she's coming to the event, but I committed to it and I'm still going to do it. So I guess they charge people $60 a bike, and all the proceeds will go to Vanderpump Dogs. So now she gets a phone call from Dorit, and Dorit said, "Teddy, did you see the Radar Online article?" And she's like, "Yes, I did. Someone sent it to me." Who is reading all this Radar Online stuff? I mean, it's like National Enquirer, but an online version. there are some salacious stories and juicy gossip, but I don't believe any of it. It's always like, a friend or an unnamed source. So I don't put much stock in it, but it is funny to me how much part of the lives of these housewives radar online seems to be. Anyway, someone had sent it to Teddy, so she saw it too, and she said, I just think it must be Lisa, but I don't know. And Teddy's like, yeah, I don't know what to say. So she asked her if John Blizzard was going to be at this spin cycle event. And Teddy said, well, he came to the last one because she had done this before. But she doesn't know if he's going to be there or not. And Dorit is going. So she's like, okay, I'll just talk to you there. Okay, so we are at this spin cycle place, and Teddy and her husband are there, and then Dorit shows up, Rinna shows up, and Erica Jane shows up. And no John Blizzard. Finally, at the very last minute, somebody from Vanderpump Dogs finally shows up. And the whole event is for their benefit. So some girl, Lindsay, I think was her name, she's like setting up these little like play pens for the puppies to play in. I guess Vanderpump had said she was going to come and just play with the dogs, not ride a bike, but just, be there. And I don't think she's there. Anyway, Rinna says to Dorit, I saw that article. I felt so bad for you. Somebody planted that. And Dorit's like, not somebody. We know who. And they're like, mm-hmm. And even Erica Jane was like, why would she do that? That is not cool. They are all convinced Lisa Vanderpump has put this article out there. I am not convinced. You guys, I am so all over the place with this. And I know you guys are done with it, but I just need to get to the bottom of it. But I am all over the place because, number one, I do not like that everyone is rallying around Dorit. Even though I am suspicious of stuff that Lisa and Ken are doing, I am equally suspicious, and maybe even more suspicious, of Dorit and PK. I want to know who the woman is that they gave the dog to. I would like to hear from her. I would like to know how the dog, if she exists, I would like to know how the dog went from her to a shelter. What happened there? And why didn't she ever say anything to Dorit like, oh my God, you were right. This dog is a terrible biter, bit my child too, or bit me, or whatever. That whole thing is really super suspicious. It's not adding up to me, what Dorit did. And so it is really bugging me that everybody's like, I feel really bad for you, Dorit. I've said it before, I will say it again. I do not think Lisa Vanderpump is a saint. I think she's done some shady things. In fact, I just told you guys about something I think was shady, but Dorit is not a victim here. It's like we are all losing sight of the fact that none of this would have happened if she would have returned the dog to Lisa. Okay, so Kyle also shows up at the last minute. Denise is there too. And, they're all on their bikes and they get through the workout and they all do it, even though it's hard. So everybody now is there except Lisa Vanderpump. And it's for her charity. So not great. But at the end, Teddy makes a big announcement to thank everybody for coming. And wow. Throws a little shade of her own there. She's thanking her husband and her friends because regardless of the circumstances, real friends show up. Who could she be talking about? Oh boy. Okay, well, more trouble for Lisa Vanderpump. All the ladies now are going to lunch. I guess they were asking Teddy, what was going on? Wasn't Lisa supposed to be there? And she had talked to, I guess, John Blizzard, and he was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock, and she said, and that's all I knew. And then at 10 after 10, one of Teddy's employees called her and said, nobody's there yet from Vanderpump Dogs. And she said, and then, they came at 10:30, which is fine, but it was nobody I knew. Nobody I had ever seen before showed up. So it was neither of the Johns, no Lisa, like that. So then Kyle said, well, Lisa had another event today. Everyone's like, what? And she said, yeah, she called me last night and invited me to Vanderpump Dogs because she was having some sort of event there. And Kyle told her, well, I've already committed so long ago to this cycle thing. And they were like, well, that's fine. You can come afterward. Lisa told her it's from 11 to 5. Then Denise said, well, why couldn't Lisa Vanderpump come to the cycle thing then and then go to her event? So now everyone's like, oh, good question, Denise. Okay, so the event at Vanderpump Dogs was to watch the hearings on TV to find out if that Prop 108 passed regarding the trade of dog meat. And it did, so they're all jumping around and celebrating. Oh, we do see John Blizzard, by the way. Anyway, they're all jumping for joy because it passed. And I should say that the congressman mentioned Lisa Vanderpump and John Sessa on the House floor, so that was kind of cool. Okay, we cut back to the ladies at lunch, and Dorit now brings up again the article that she saw in Radar online. Kyle's kind of defending Lisa a little bit, but even Erica's like, well, it's indefensible. Well, okay, so maybe it's indefensible for whoever put the article out, but I don't know that I feel like I know for a fact it was Lisa yet. I'm still toying with the idea that it might be PK because that theory's been thrown around and it doesn't shock me. Then Lisa Rinna said there was something about the wording, though, that really made me think this is definitely Lisa. And I'm thinking, please don't say nip, because that is not just an English word. I am American. I have used the word nip. It's not that uncommon of a word. But no, that wasn't it. She was trying to think of it, and Teddy goes, that poor creature? And Rinna goes, yes, that was it. That poor creature. That is a Lisa Vanderpump thing to say. And I was thinking, ooh, that kind of is a Lisa Vanderpump thing to say. Then in the confessional, Rinna, it was saying that Lisa's the one that taught me how to leak a story to the press. If you ever need to, get a story out there and leak something, here's who you should call. And gave her the name of somebody. And she said, so I know she knows how to do it. And I believe her. But I also believe that they all probably know how to do it, right? I don't know how to do it, but I've never had to leak a story. Yet. The dramatic lead up to the commercial, you guys. Denise said, well, you're friends with her, Kyle. Have you ever known her to leak a story to the press? And Kyle's like, well, and Dorit goes, answer the question, Kyle. Have you ever known Lisa to leak a story? And the music is swelling. Dun, 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 dun. And Kyle's like, and then we cut to commercial. Okay. We come back from the commercial and Kyle's like, listen, do I know definitively? No, but yes, I wouldn't put it past her. She's been accused of it in the past. And then we get a flashback to a reunion in 2012 with Adrienne Maloof accusing her of selling a story. I think it was to Radar Online. And Lisa said, have I ever given them a story and gotten paid for it? No. On my children's life, no. Okay, that doesn't mean you didn't leak a story. You didn't get paid for a story. That's kind of two different things, but Kyle kind of caves and says that she has. Kyle should have just left it at, I do not know this for a fact. You know, she didn't need to say, yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. Because I can say the same thing. I wouldn't put it past Lisa Vanderpump. Why? Because I wouldn't put it past any one of those people on that show. Or any Housewives franchise. Or the Vanderpump Rules kids. I don't put it past any of them to leak a story to the press. I also don't put it past anyone on the production crew of Bravo either. This stuff drives the storylines, right? It makes things interesting, and I don't know, I just wouldn't put it past anybody, really. But anyway, Kyle says to Dorit, have you talked to Lisa about it, though, since the article came out? Dorit goes, why would I? Why would I speak to the sabotager? Erica's sitting next to her, and Erica goes, the saboteur. Thank you, Erica. The sabotager. I don't know. Again, it's kind of all the ladies against Lisa. And finally, I think Rinna said, maybe it's up to you, Kyle. Maybe you're the only person that can really talk to her. Because Kyle then suggested that if she did do it, it's because she doesn't want people to be against her. And it's you against her. She's saying this to Dorit. And, if everybody is siding with you, and she doesn't want to look like the bad guy. So anyway, Rinna says, maybe it's up to you, Kyle, to talk to her. And Kyle, in her confessional, is like, I'm torn between this. Like, Lisa is my friend and I love her, but I do believe she could have done this. Denise Richards now tells Dorit, listen, I've had a lot of stuff said about me in the public, and you just kind of have to ignore it and know that the truth will come out. You are a strong woman. You have a good family, and, that's what matters. And just you have to not worry about the stuff that isn't true. And Erica goes, you didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, she did. I don't get why nobody sees the part that Dorit is playing in all this. I don't understand that. Anyway, now she's weepy and crying and saying she's worried about her family. They're going to come after my kids. And they're like, no. And she goes, no, it's already happened. Okay, here's what she means. Nobody's coming after her kids. Because now we see all the comments from somewhere online, I guess. And yeah, people can be cruel. They're in defense of the dog. And I think that's what Teddy said. Listen, when an animal's involved, people are going to go nuts. And yeah, people are kind of going nuts. It's comments like, was it really the dog behaving badly or your children? And, Dorit needs to apologize to the dog. And would you give your kids away if they were behaving badly? Stuff like that. And I'm thinking, honestly, for the most part, they seemed like valid questions. Oh, wow. Kyle jumped on board pretty fast here. She's like, who is that article benefiting other than Vanderpump Dogs? Oh, it's so disappointing that she did this. We don't know that she did. Okay, this next scene, we are at one of Kyle's friends' houses. We've never seen her before. And she lives near Teddy. And Teddy needed to borrow a dress for a photo shoot or something from Kyle. So Kyle brought the dress and told Teddy, I'm going to be in the neighborhood, because she was going to her friend's house. And this friend of Kyle's is a jewelry designer. And she is actually recreating some of the pieces that had belonged to Kyle's mother that she lost in the robbery. So they're sitting there with her friend, rehashing the whole Lisa Dorit thing. So I guess right after they left that luncheon, Kyle said that Lisa went to TMZ and is all of a sudden defending Dorit. And Teddy said, well, the way she played it was, I swooped in and fixed it. Like, I guess they're trying to say that Lisa Vanderpump is now trying to come off like the hero or something. So now Kyle is like, should I go talk to her and tell her this is the situation? Teddy's like, yeah, you should go talk to her. Well, yeah, okay, of course. It's easy for Teddy to say it. Kyle's like, yeah, I think I should just go tell her, because I care about her. I'm just excited because I know what's about to happen. I'm almost positive it's the scene we saw at the very beginning of episode 1. So I can't wait for the commercial to be over. Oh, we're not going to a commercial. Now we're having a little scene with Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin. Harry Hamlin just came back from Canada and now he's packing to go to Canada again. And he's going mountain climbing, something like that. He's like getting all this freeze-dried food in packets and he's got a tent out and all this stuff. Anyway, and also Lisa tells him the whole story about what happened with Doggate. Now we see Kyle's car and Kyle is driving, I'm sure, to Villa Rosa. I'm not sure. I was wrong before. I thought we were going to have a commercial and we didn't. So let's see what happens. Okay, so Kyle's in the car and we're getting this whole monologue about how she's dreading this. She doesn't want to go, but she really feels like she needs to stick up for what's right. And she said, I was thinking to myself, what would I tell my daughters? And you have to do the right thing. What does Kyle think is the right thing? Like, I'm not sure what Kyle thinks she needs to tell Lisa, because if I were Kyle, I would go there with the intention of asking Lisa, did you leak this to the press? Did you this? Did you that? Because Kyle doesn't have some sort of definitive proof. So I don't know what she thinks she has to make right or something. You know? I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, things are getting really tense because she's like sitting in the car and then the background music is gone. And you just see like Lisa swing one of the ponies, one of the swans. And then you see Kyle coming up to the door and Lisa with a big smile on her face coming to answer the door. And she goes, hello. And now we go to a commercial. Oh my God. All right. Okay, well, it starts off, Lisa can barely get the smile off of her face because 401 passed and she is just riding high. She's buying herself pink roses and she's offering rosé and she is so happy that she can barely get the smile off her face. But Kyle manages to do just that. She said the cycle thing was really great, but then we had lunch and Dorit told us all about the Radar Online thing. Lisa's like, oh, that's just a story. And she said, yeah, but it really hurt Dorit. She said, yes, but then as soon as TMZ talked to me, I told them that it wasn't Dorit's fault and at my own expense. Kyle said, yeah, but you have to look at like who benefits from an article. And that article to Radar Online benefited the foundation, Vanderpump Dogs, for sure, and it made Dorit look really bad, especially with animal lovers and animal rights groups. And Lisa's like, why would I talk to Radar Online and then totally refute what I just said to TMZ? It makes no sense. Kyle's like, and you're my friend, and I wanted to be able to say, no, she didn't do that, but I couldn't. Now Ken is here, of course, and Ken's like, well, you should have, Kyle. And she said, but I couldn't. Lisa said, they think that I gave the article to Radar Online? Kyle said, yeah, that's what they think. Lisa, who thinks that? Kyle, everybody. And she's like, Kyle goes, it seems like you wanted to get ahead of it so that people would be on your side instead of Dorit's. Well, Lisa doesn't want to hear it anymore because she's so angry. And Kyle's like, this is what you do. You have to let me talk to. No, I'm not interested in hearing these lies. And she's like, you have to hear the other side. That's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you what's being said as your friend, Ken. No, you're not her friend. I am her friend. No, you're not her friend. I am her friend. Ooh. Lisa, you think I would give a story to Radar Online? Kyle, yes. Vanderpump, wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am tense right now. Lisa's like, I did nothing wrong. And Kyle goes, I'm sorry. If I did something wrong, that shouldn't mean you're not going to love me anymore. And she goes, I'm not going to say I did something I didn't do. Kyle's like, I'm not going to tell somebody you would never do that. I guess because she thinks that Lisa would do that. Lisa's like, get out, go away. And so she starts to leave and she's like, Lisa, listen to me. Lisa turns around and she said, Kyle, I swear to you on my children's life, on Jiggy's life, that I or anybody I know would never give an article to Radar Online against Dorit. I just have to say right there, that I kind of believe. Because on her children's life and on Jiggy's life, I'm just saying that would be some pretty bad karma if she was lying after saying that, you know? I could never swear on the life of my child and then lie. Anyway, so Lisa says that and she goes, and if you think that, then I'm done with you too. And Kyle goes, maybe you care more about your image than your friendships. Damn, Kyle. That's harsh. So Lisa's just like, goodbye. And she walks away from her. She turns around. Bye, Kyle. Show yourself out, darling. And she turns around and off she goes. So now Kyle to the confessional. She's like, I never thought it was going to get this bad. She's just kind of standing in the kitchen and now Ken is coming after her. And he's showing her something on his iPad. Like, I guess it's the TMZ. They've blurred it out. But he said, do you think that TMZ would ever show this? If she would ever say something about Dorit like that? And if you believe that, you're not her friend. And she said, I am her friend. You're not her friend. And she would never say that about you, Kyle. You're a fucking liar. And you're not my friend or her friend. So you get out. Please go. He's opening the door. And Kyle's just like, Ken, I never wanted it to get like this. And he goes, go on and join the gang. And she goes, there isn't a gang. And he goes, of course there is. All four of them. They're all against her. And Kyle's like, I'm here because I do care about her. Now Lisa comes back. She doesn't want Ken to get so worked up. And she's like, come on, we're done. It's over. And they turn back. They look at Kyle. And Ken said, 12 years of friendship. Over. Kyle's like, am I not allowed to be honest right now? I came here to tell you this was the overall consensus. And Lisa goes, you came here to tell me I'm a liar. And you know what? If you came to me and you said, I'm telling you on Farrah's life and on Portia's life that that is not the truth, I would believe you. Okay, why just Farrah and Portia? What about Sophia and the other one? To the confessional, Kyle said, Lisa is in so deep with this, it's like there's no turning back. She still doesn't believe Lisa. I mean, I don't know what to think. Because she obviously knows Lisa better than I do, but I believe Lisa after this. Kyle's acting like Lisa is just doubling down on the lie. So I really don't know what to think. We end with like Lisa and Ken going upstairs and Ken going, goodbye, Kyle. Oh my God, you guys, this is so funny. I think I've mentioned this before, but there is a podcast called Watch What Crappens. It is these two guys, Ronnie Karam and Ben Mandelker, and they are so funny. They recap everything you could possibly want on Bravo. I mean, everything. Every single franchise of Housewives, Summer House, Below Deck, $1 million listings, and they literally, I think, do every single Bravo show. And they are hilarious. Anyway, they do this impression of Ken that is so funny. Goodbye, Kyle. In fact, now they are even selling t-shirts that say goodbye, Kyle. So I think of them every time I hear it. But Kyle does finally walk out, with Lisa screaming at the end, get out of my house. I'm done. And she is in tears. Oh my God, you guys. That is the dramatic conclusion of episode 8. Whew. Oh my God, I need to go lay down. That was rough. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. Leave a message, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to Jill Informed if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys so much. I am like still reeling from that. Okay, I'm going to be back here next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time to recap the next episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I hope you'll join me. See you then. Bye-bye.